Good afternoon. Welcome to Friday. It would appear that the Facebook and technology issues that plagued me earlier in this week want to come play with me again today. Hurrah! So, should I disappear? Should Facebook switch me off? I will come back. Promise you. So, how has your week been? Are you like me and getting lots of notifications of people on the west coast of the USA participating in Ernesto's fabulous event, Not Your Typical Psychotherapist, and wishing you were there? That would be me right now. Hello, Priscilla. How are you going today? How is your head trash clear out that I noticed you were talking about earlier today? I have had a head trash clearing out kind of day myself today, which has been interesting exercise. I have created a little bit more room for some kindness and compassion. And as we all know, if we spoke to other people the way we spoke to ourselves, many of us would be on verbal assault charges. We would have Department of Community Services looking after our children on our behalf. We possibly may not be married anymore. And if it happened in the workplace, we've probably got some industrial relations issues going on. Julian, look, it's lovely to see you. So the head trash is a thing. The head trash needs to stop. And the only successful way I have discovered for the head trash to get out of me today is to speak it out. I had this horrible foot in mouth moment today. There was an awful event that occurred in the US, had to do with guns. And I was speaking to somebody that was a little closer to that event, and I was talking to her about something completely different. And in Australia, we have a phrase that you're a gun. When we say to somebody you're a gun, it means you've gone fast, you've done something really well. That's awesome. It's a phrase of affirmation. Yeah. I felt like the biggest doofus head. Actually, I felt like a complete schmuck dickhead, and I promptly burst into tears because that was not a very compassionate, kind, thoughtful thing to say. Fortunately, she didn't even realize what I had done and couldn't understand why I was so upset. So my head trash wanted to take me down into another shame spiral. Yay. But we're over that now because the people in my world are awesome and full of grace. That is pretty cool. Yes, Priscilla, what a triggering phrase. Dopey Joe is gotten over herself now. Guess who's not going to be doing that again? Wow. Okay. So apart from clearing out head trash, what would we like to celebrate this week? Well, I'm coming back to the post I made on Monday. I had been sick for 2 weeks, still recovering, still don't feel 100%. Starting to wonder if that will ever happen. Head trash. But I wanted to finish this week feeling competent and to have a sense of calm. And I had felt anything but that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. In fact, my ability to sleep, my ability to think, there was this gnawingness inside of my stomach. There was this constant awareness, which is not helpful, of I'm not good enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm going to let people down. Head trash. And this morning, well, actually late yesterday afternoon, I had realized something. I feel very overcommitted because we have some amazing projects, which I'll get to in a moment. But I have this thing that I do, that I live on this sense of urgency, and I feel like I need to have this level of urgency, to have this level of stress to help me perform. Well, that was okay while it was serving me, but I can assure you it no longer does. And that's probably why my recovery is protracted, apart from the fact that this is a nasty virus and it's supposed to take you 3 or 4 weeks to recover. Head trash. So moving on from that, I had booked myself into a networking event this afternoon in the city, which is 90 minutes away. It's cold. It's not very pleasant here at the moment. I know it could look pretty out there, but it's not very nice. I don't like cold. And I would have to be in the city with a gazillion other people. And seriously, I don't want to catch their germs at the moment. And I'm actually not a big fan of all the people in small spaces. It was also an industry event that I'm probably a little tired of, and I didn't hold out much hope for anything new or inspiring or encouraging. In fact, I was going just to be seen, which from a marketing perspective is incredibly important. From an emotional perspective, physical perspective, and looking after myself, it was not a good enough reason. So I haven't gone. Nobody has died, including me. So I have these projects going on in the business at the moment. 10 years ago, I took myself out of the largest insurance scheme in the state that I live in. And I did this deliberately because I did not like the way this insurance scheme treated employers, health professionals like myself, injured workers. I just felt everybody was at odds with each other. And at the time, I didn't have the fight in me to change. And to be honest, I didn't think change was possible because it was a government-funded system. It was driven by politics, and it was driven by which side of the balance sheet. And to affect any long-term change, they're going to need to invest money in the front end. Last year, we were approached to provide an alternative to rehabilitation for this scheme because what they have identified is that what they're offering and how they're working isn't working. And they came to us, they came to me to ask for help for change. So for those of you watching this today who feel like it's really hard to be a pioneer, it's hard to stay strong to your values, that nothing is going to change, that why should I bother? Can I please ask you to reconsider your position? Because if we operate from a place where our values are conflicted, we will burn out. You can't walk around feeling like you are breaking your rules around integrity and be okay with that for very long. It messes you up. It is one of the principal causes of or outworkings of burnout that I see all the time, and it leads to cynicism, it leads to distrust, and it leads to distrust in ourselves, not just distrust of others. So imagine 10 years into your future, if there is a particular scheme or funding relationship or way of working that you wish would change. Could you imagine 10 years from now being at the forefront of that change? So I now ask myself the question, if 10 years ago, if I'd been more vocal about my opposition to this, could I have affected change sooner? Maybe, maybe not. Time is what it is now. But the opportunity is huge. We also have another opportunity to meet more people recovering from post-cancer with a whole new funding body. So here I am getting stressed out about this networking event with a funding body over here, when I've got funding body 2 and 3 saying, Joe, we want to work with you. So I had to let go today of feeling like I had to flog this horse, and I wanted to get on the team that's asking me to participate. That actually makes good business sense. But I had to get myself out of the worrying and the constant sense of urgency and the constant sense of missing out before I could see strategically that if I want this business to continue to serve its people well, and by people I mean me, Sophie, all of my consultants, all the clients we serve, the client's family, if I want us to serve people well, then I need to go where we're respected and valued. Because funnily enough, being respected and valued are 2 core values of Purple Co. That's how it all kind of works together. So my celebration message this week is, ta-da, light bulb moment for Joe. I am letting go of my behavior around urgency. Thank you so much to my mentor, Janine Garner, for showing that to me this week. I am getting good at saying no to the right things. And I am now appreciating the opportunities that are coming before us because of my desire to stay true to my values and apply my rules around integrity. So if nothing else comes out of this message for you this week, that is worth celebrating. We have got amazing clinicians doing amazing things with an amazing ability to influence the future. I do not want any of us burning out, and I know that one of the core features of burnout is when you start compromising your values. So if you need to go back and reflect on them, because I've done so much work and research around values, I actually know that values are not set in stone. You're not born with them and you don't die with the same ones. They will change, and that is appropriate when we look at developmental theory. And any event, whether it's traumatic positive or traumatic negative, is going to show you where you might want to shift. And I can assure you the values I had before I was a parent and post-parent shifted. So don't tell me that values can't shift. So if you need to sit down and actually reflect on what your values are, what is a value? Maybe that's a discussion for next week. Make sure you're walking that walk, you're talking that talk, clearing out the head trash. So what's important to you, what you value, is actually able to shine through. And the Nesto Dude, congratulations on another amazing event you're running this week. Wishing you every success, and to everybody who is participating in the Not Your Typical Psychotherapy Summit, I wish you a great weekend. I'm sure it's going to be fabulous. And I now have an opportunity to practice letting go of FOMO while I watch you all flood my social media. Kudos to you. Given that it's a Friday, I want to wish you a fantastic weekend. I know it's Mother's Day on Sunday. So for those of you who are mums, thank you. For those of you who have difficult relationships with your mums, it's okay to hurt. For those of you who want to be a mum, thank you. And for those of you who have been a surrogate mum, an auntie, a sister, a big sister, a friend, thank you for your kindness and your compassion. Please make sure you reach out to somebody this weekend. Let them know how much you appreciate them. Let them know how much you love them. Most of all, please take the time to do something that replenishes you, looks after you, and allows you to turn up next week hungry, ready to go, and ready to fulfill the calling that you've been called to. This is Jo. This is Private Practice. Now go and be your awesome self.